Honestly, the thing about being in a fucking band is none of it is interesting. None of it. Are all the instruments at the jam space? Cock. Okay, jolly good.
No one's on the other end.
Jolly good. Jolly good, man. Jolly good. Bonsoir and bon nuit. Good grief.
Exercises are intended to be more intense as you go on. Exercise 5. Ma, me, mi, mo, mu, part A.
Fuck! How are we?
The greatest thing about getting together for rehearsals is that we finally have this one moment where we're decompressing, taking our time to set up our instruments, you know, like connecting amongst us, and like after having had a bite to eat maybe or some coffee, we slowly get into music. Like when you starts playing a rhythm, Carl's plugged in, and it just takes off. The best thing about that moment is that we know that we're all 100% invested in making it feel real and worth it. That one moment where we're just all together, locked in for music, and you know we get to explore our potential, and that's always so exciting.
This has been a most enjoyable evening. As you know, most of you move on tomorrow, but one day, in a week, a month, a year.
Let's try the last bit of the silence.
Yeah. Harvey Dolphin, if you're watching, you have a massive knob.
Why are you telling him something he already knows?
Oh, he knows. Shout out to Harvey Dolphin, the guy with the world's biggest penis. One of my favorite things about being in a band is spending a lot of time together. Not just when you're doing shows, not just when you're loading in and out of venues or when you're driving, but like hanging out as friends, just shooting the shit, getting a bite to eat and hanging out.
Dash. Have the dash. What are we doing?
I, for one, always try and make sure everyone kind of stays together.
So how about this? You guys shower together. Yeah, so some water and some time.
And just have it as cold as possible, and I stand there and I think about Christ.
And I open my mouth.
It's like, oh, drown me. Oh.
Is there any limits?
What are you talking about? What limit?
Is there any limits?
To what?
To your banter.
We often have a tendency, especially doing shows in Kingston, to all go our separate ways before the show. So you'll probably see me at some points here trying to keep everyone in the same place at the same time. Because I think having that unity amongst band members and amongst friends before playing is really important. So a day in the life of the wilderness, we just don't do very much. Randall, what would you do in a day in the life of the wilderness?
We go to the Haberdash.
Our roof.
Oh yeah, our beautiful roof.
Shall we do the silence?
I've got such bad vertigo right now. Oh god, this is scary.
One of the most tiresome things of being in a band is moving your equipment.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
We are in a cab moving our equipment from our jam space to the bus.
What's up, dude?
Shut up, Randall.
We probably spend about
And then from the bus,
the same amount of time moving our equipment than we do when we're on stage playing for a show
Then we're gonna load it.
every day.
And then we're gonna play music, and it's gonna be cushy.
I'd say it's like my least favorite thing, because if you're waiting around, it's one thing. But if you're waiting around with a bunch of equipment, you can't really go anywhere. You have to like stay together. and it just sucks.
Henry just comes to the mansion. Liam come here now. He's a grown up, and then Liam is a grown up.
No, but then you're leaving Henry.
No,
Henry's alone, and Henry's not a grown up.
Henry's not a grown up. Wait, how old is Henry?
Henry's like 5.
Henry's 5.
No, I think he turned 6. Henry didn't really own a phone until recently, or at least he had a phone for a while, but never would use it much. So he was always out of touch.
Scrotum rats. Guess what? The merch is at my house.
Okay, can we walk to the mansion? I don't want to wait around.
Wait,
said they're gonna at least be 10 minutes, and no, Mac, I want to get to my geeky. Yeah, and I'm constantly on edge about waiting around, and I have little patience. It's gonna be at least another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we could be having a shandy at the mansion with our junk there. We walk.
But Randall, I don't have the strength of 15 men.
I do.
Rand, enough with your lot lizarding. Get out of here.
Lot lizarding is a term that came from us sleeping in parking lots extensively while we were on tour.
We store a bus at a mechanics that we found.
We were parking lot lizards.
Here it is.
We didn't find the bus, we found the mechanic.
As a band, we do spend a lot of time waiting in parking
Bonda,
lots.
she's not a Honda.
And that's what explains that term too.
A Ford. Sturdy, reliable, smelly, impossible to insure. The thing about being in a band is that very often people want to try and steal your gear. So I wanted to make this van as unobvious as possible. So I was thinking of spray painting here, like a big official sign saying, warning, transporting live bees. Because no one wants to get stung. And beekeepers are kind of crazy and drive weird vans anyway. So, you know what? I'm sick and tired of you. Can I get a sick breath? You know, strict schedule. You have to be there for 5 o'clock or you won't play. You get there at 5 o'clock and they're like, oh yeah, you guys actually don't have a sound check till 3 in the morning. Hurry up and wait.
Solid.
So, dude, pay attention, bro.
Let's see if it starts. But did I fuck it up real bad?
I honestly don't.
headstock
I don't know how
tire
fixing is going to be possible worse than that.
Oh. Oh wow. Oh man. Why did I do that? It can be fixed. I broke this.
Who's Mushy Callahan?
Previous band. You owned this vehicle.
Mushy Callahan was the band we bought the van from.
Right.
When they sold it to us, they told us it was in great shape and only needed about a taillight to pass safety.
The van is pretty cool. The way they sold it to us was not pretty cool.
So we've had a couple of vagrants living in here for the past few days.
This is probably the messiest it's ever been. We
this is pretty absurd.
genuinely did try and make it not like a piece of shit.
When we got it to the mechanics, we discovered that there wasn't really a floorboard underneath the driver's seat, and we didn't have brakes. So a week and 6 canceled shows later.
You want to see something cool? Basically, every time we have to move this bus, even if it's just a couple blocks, we have to check all the fluids because they all leak. All aboard! Whoop.
Getting around from place to place requires you to be really patient. And, you know, a lot of waiting around and being anxious for what's going to happen next. But Liam is so great because he's got that character to make things really positive around him, even when, you know, at times when we're anxious or whatever.
It's a beautiful night for some rock and roll. It's a beautiful Thursday. The sun is just starting to set, and
Thank you, sir.
people are giving us strange looks because of our giant, creepy white van. And you know that it's going to be a good night because there's free parking in front of the mansion. And we can grab ourselves some
Who are ya?
drinks.
There we go, Plucker.
Thirsty. Parking's not our strong suit. Jonas, yeah, pull forward. I'm sorry, come on, man.
Liam's also the best at parking and the best at negotiating a tricky situation without losing his cool.
How many hours we spent in this van on tour, driving? Take a guess.
100 and...
Like the whole thing?
The whole thing, how many hours?
I'd do 4 times 7.
Out of the 850 hours we were on tour, we spent 700 hours in the van.
I think I've had the Cannonball. This is what they have over at the Wolf Island Grill, right? Did it? I was not the documentary.
So basically, a lot of this
That's actually a great name for the
band, whatever you want to call it, is hurry up and wait. So basically, what you'd sum that up to is that you need to go, meet someone to do sound check, whatever, you get there.
Load in, do this,
and
do
you're
that.
like, okay, well, I'll have a shandy because I just need to kill time and wait. Basically, being in a band.
This is hurry up and wait. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, lad.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, lad. Yeah.
Cheers to that.
To be honest, I had no idea what I was getting myself involved in when I signed up for this, and then it kind of turned out to be a lot less music and a lot more work than I came to expect. But after a while, it just became worth it for that moment on stage when 5 people basically come together and click as one, and I get to look around at my best friends and we're playing the music that we love, that we created, to people who are receptive to it, and we can put emotions in them and make them happy. And to me, that's the greatest joy that comes from playing music.